The family of Damien Cameron says the cause of death is being covered up. Cameron in July of 2021 after family members say two deputies entered their home illegally and beat him. Rosalind Anderson has reaction today where national civil rights advocates and families demand access to those investigation records. Ross?
Community X and Cameron's mother and brother want justice and answers today, sharing what was reportedly his autopsy report showing trauma but giving no cause of.
I'm just here reaching out, I need justice for my son.
Nearly 2 years ago, Monica Lee's son, Damien Cameron, while in the custody of Rankin County deputies. Family members say two deputies entered their home on Foot Drive, struggled with him in a bedroom, and one later held his knee on the back of Cameron's neck before driving away with him.
I want justice. I want the two officers held accountable, Ryan Bailey held accountable, because in my heart, he might not meant anything to them, but that was my child, and I think I deserve justice for him.
National activist organization Community X is joining the family's fight. They want the release of dashcam video and public records of the investigation from Rankin County and MBI.
Why is it that only the police officers and the deputies and the sheriff and everyone within Rankin County PD were interviewed, but not the family? And then you conclude to say that there's insufficient evidence.
We haven't seen them since the next morning after they left and they made a mess in the yard trying to flee, I guess you can call it. They came back and threw dirt in our yard to cover up the mud tracks that they left, and that was it.
An autopsy provided by the family indicated swelling to Cameron's face, traumatic wounds to his hands with the bottom of his feet cut from toe to heel. No cause was included. Did not indict the two Rankin County deputies. The family is calling on the Department of Justice to investigate. Rosalind Anderson, 3 on your side.
All right, peace and blessings, ladies and gentlemen. All praises to the Most High. Yet another story coming out of Mississippi, where a young black man has lost his life at the hands of Mississippi sheriff deputies. In this case, it is Rankin County. Now, just yesterday, I did a video about the Rankin County Goon Squad, who tortured and terrorized and sodomized two black men in 2023. Now, this incident happened a couple of years before that, on July the 26th, 2021, where Damien Cameron, and you saw a couple of the photos, was severely beaten, restrained, had a knee on his neck for 10 minutes by these deputies until he succumbed to his injuries. And as you heard in the news article, the medical examiner, this lady, upon his demise, despite the clear-cut evidence that you can see in that photo that he had been severely beaten, severely attacked, rated his cause of expiration undetermined. And because of that rating, the Rankin County DA did not indict the officers for his passing. But as you see from the article, or another article, dictates that the family ordered another autopsy, an independent investigation, which shows that Mr. Cameron expired from asphyxiation, hemorrhaging, and the like. And is it because of that Mr. Cameron's mother has since filed a lawsuit against that department? Now, as of the date of this recording, I don't know the results of that lawsuit. But how did this once again happen? Well, Mr. Cameron was, at his home where some Karen type individual called and said that they suspected Cameron of committing a burglary. Damien Cameron of committing a burglary. Now, when the two deputies got there, they alleged that Mr. Cameron took a swing at them and then he ran away. And then the deputy in his report stated that he tased Damien in pursuit of him, tased him, hopped on top of him, and began punching him 3 times in the face until other deputies arrived. And then when the other deputy arrived, he said that, Damien continued to resist. They got him under control and then shoved him in the patrol car. And when they came back to the patrol car, he was suddenly unresponsive. Now, that narrative is totally different from the narrative of Damien's parents and grandparents who were there at the scene, who said that the deputy had his knee on the man's back and neck for a period of 10 minutes. You saw the brother saying that, the deputies came back and tried to cover up their tracks by placing mud on the lawn in which their tires left tire marks. And so there is a contradiction on what they say happened and what really happened. And as the activist said, why did the investigative authorities only take the narrative of the 2 deputies? And those are the only 2 deputies that were there, besides Damien's relatives who witnessed the brutal assault on this man. And my question, as always, is why do these police officers, especially down there in the towns of Mississippi and Alabama and the like, why do they hate black men so much that they would have to do something so egregious and so malicious, so inhumane to this man to take his life in that manner and then try to lie about it and cover it up? Now, these officers committed these acts, but the department says that, it did not deploy body cam footage during, those times. So basically, there is no footage of what happened to Mr. Cameron. Now, the medical examiner who made that initial report of his demise being undetermined is sticking by her decision, saying that, when there's no cause of expiration, there's no immediate evidence, then, putting undetermined is standard. But the other people who looked at the autopsy reports and the photos said that, it is unmistakably that Mr. Cameron's demise was a homicide, and that he died from asphyxia because of neck compression. There's nothing to be undetermined about that, said one doctor. And this case, like many other cases, never garnered national attention. And that's one thing that has become commonplace in these stories that we're having to dig up in the annals while looking for other information. I found this story while looking at the Goon Squad of Mississippi. And then this story came back of Mr. Cameron. Now, they have a detailed account. They said a neighbor called the police to report a burglary he believed Mr. Cameron had committed at his home. When Deputy Elward, who is the culprit, arrived to investigate. They said Mr. Cameron, who had been diagnosed with bipolar and schizophrenia, swung at him and ran away. Deputy Elwood fired his taser and tackled Mr. Cameron. He claimed in his sheriff's report punching him 3 times in the face before Deputy Luke Stickman arrived to help subdue and arrest the man. Mr. Cameron, like I said, continued to resist the deputies as they led him outside and shoved him in a patrol car. Elwood contended in his report. Shortly after, he found Mr. Cameron unresponsive. Paramedics took him to University of Mississippi Medical Center, where he was pronounced deceased. Now, the family said they witnessed a different encounter. The grandfather told the MBI that he witnessed a deputy placing his knee on his grandson's neck as he lay on the ground. They said that he knelt on his back for at least 10 minutes while Mr. Cameron was telling them that he couldn't breathe. Mr. Cameron's mother told reporters that he struggled to walk as deputies took him to the patrol car, and that he fell face down in the mud in front of it, meaning probably he was already beaten to a pulp. And a lot of this happened inside the house. And so, again, this Dr. Turner is saying that there was nothing unusual about her labeling it as undetermined. She said, we err on the side of undetermined because we don't want to make a mistake. And you know, the guy who really, you know, did the real autopsy said, yeah, it was definitely determined. It was definitely determined on how, you know, this man passed. But this is just another sad incident of deputies literally getting away with the M word. You saw, you can look up the name Damien Cameron. You can go look at those photos. The photos are horrific. And, you know, they just speak of just evil, you know, of these guys. And, you know, I don't know, once again, what has happened to the lawsuit. Have they reopened the case? But, you know, here's a 29-year-old man who was full of life and was pretty much beaten to a pulp because of these deputies. And so y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Another case out of Mississippi where deputies have committed atrocities to another black man. 919-587-7782. Peace and blessings. Y'all have a blessed day.